Hello everybody, and welcome to a very special and important board game discussion video about gatekeeping. For this video, I'm going to be talking about three major things. First and foremost is what gatekeeping is in the context of board games. Second is going to be why it's bad for the community. And third, I'm going to talk about what we can potentially do to try to stymie it and get rid of it as much as possible. Going right into it, gatekeeping is something that I've sort of alluded to, but I've never directly addressed on my channel before. The idea is that it is saying you must be this much of a fan in order to consider yourself a fan type of thing. So we see it a lot in fandoms of TV shows, movies, anime, but very especially gaming, particularly video gaming, but also board gaming. So in video gaming, you'll see something like, oh, you're a fan of BioShock? Well, give me the entire lore from beginning to end of all of the games. And it's just like, why? You don't have to do that in order to say that you enjoy something, and that's really what this boils down to. But for the sake of board gaming, what I want to say about gatekeeping is that most often it's about judging what other people want to play. It's about saying, oh, you like that game? How can you possibly like that game? I never want to play anything with you. That is gatekeeping, and it is horrible. It's absolutely terrible. As an example for this, I've got Monopoly. A lot of times people will have Monopoly as a context when they come into hobby gaming. That's fine. It's what a lot of people have played. Some people enjoy Monopoly. I am not one of them. But the important thing is to not say that because somebody enjoys Monopoly that they cannot consider themselves an actual gamer. That is the issue, and that's what gatekeeping is. If you're saying that somebody can't do something because of some particular aspect of the niche, it's a huge issue. As an example, for me personally, I don't like Cards Against Humanity. I honestly do not like the game. It's not fun. I think it's vulgar, and I just don't have a good time with it. But that said, if somebody says that they enjoy this or other party games, like this one I reviewed not too long ago, Pick Your Poison. This one I actually kind of like a little bit. But if somebody tells me they enjoy those, I'm not going to judge them for it, and I'm not going to say, how can you call yourself a real gamer? Just like I'm not going to say, if you haven't played Twilight Imperium 4, you're not a real gamer. That's not true. Everybody enjoys different things, and that is okay. But fundamentally, that is what gatekeeping is. So, moving right along, why is it bad? Well, as you can probably imagine, it's a huge issue, especially with new people coming into board game nights, whether it's a privately hosted one or at an FLGS. Immediately, people will start to judge other gamers and say like, oh, well, I don't want to play any of that. That sucks. It's terrible. No, 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 no. And so this becomes a huge issue with new people coming to an FLGS in particular. They bring, half a dozen or whatever games, like the start of their budding collection, super excited, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. They come in, nobody wants to play. That sucks. It is one of the worst feelings in the world. Well, for me as a gamer, it's one of the worst. And I hate it. And the fact is that it can devastate a new player, and it means that they will never want to come back again. Board gaming is a hobby that is increasing, but the thing is we need to try and stymie this type of behavior. We need to stop making other people feel alienated for no reason other than because of their particular choices of games. It's horrible, and it is going to destroy us from the inside. Well, maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration, but it's not good for sure. Which moves us right into number 3. What can we do about it? Well, the biggest thing, at least from my perspective, is just be polite. If somebody has brought a game of Cards Against Humanity and maybe a couple of other party games, then I'd be like, I'm not a huge fan, but I'll play with you, right? And just be honest. I truly am not a fan. If somebody really wants to play Monopoly, then maybe I'll be like, I guess, sure, I'll play Monopoly with you. Or maybe as an alternative, I'll say, I'm not a big fan of Monopoly, but would you like to play Splendor? Or would you like to play Stockpile? Something else, maybe something that has a similar feel, especially if they're a new person. That is the utmost important thing that we can do when it comes to destroying gatekeeping in our beloved niche. And that is being as inclusive and as generous as we possibly can be. So gatekeeping comes in many forms. forums, and one of the big issues I've had with my FLGS is that it has dwindled down to maybe half a dozen people during game nights when it used to be several dozen. And the issue that I run into often is that people will say, I only want to play Euros, heavy Euros. I only want to play worker placement. I only want to play blind bid. That's not one, but something along those lines where people are so laser focused on what they want to play, the established folks. It makes it so difficult for other people to do anything that they would really enjoy, and it is tremendously frustrating. But if we as a group, if we as the players who are already established are willing to be a little bit more open and frankly a little bit more honest and more, I guess the best way to say it is inclusive, then we can make huge strides in not only introducing people to new games that they might enjoy, but also make sure that people feel welcome and that we can continue to grow and make this hobby wonderful for everybody. But that said, that's more than enough rambling for me. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, but as always, really importantly for this one in particular, please let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Have you encountered gatekeeping yourself? And if so, what do you do about it? Have you seen people gatekeeping and have you intervened? I'm really curious what your guys' experience with this is, because it is a pervasive problem that I think we should deal with, at least as best as we can. But that said, if you haven't done so already as well, please take a look at all my various social media pages as well as my Patreon page. On all of those, you can interact with myself, my channel, and choose new videos and all sorts of other really, really fun stuff. But with that, like I said, it's more than enough rambling for me. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time.